So you coat a customer's car, now what? In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a maintenance wash. I have a customer's car here that we put Katiba about 4 or 5 months ago. I think it's 4 months ago, on his brand new dark horse. He did experience overspray in front of the hood, so I'm going to walk you through how we tackle that, how to take that off, and to see if we have to repair it. Maintenance washes are real good to have in your business. So if you structure your business a different way, to have that revenue stream every 3 months, every 4 months, 1 year, etc., to keep that customer coming back. This particular customer I've had for a very long time. I mean, since ECC Detail started, he was one of my first customers. So I maintain and I wash all his vehicles. I also ceramic coat all his vehicles. We're gonna walk through my process of a maintenance wash and what I look for, how to remove the overspray, and also just some encouragement. Keep your customer happy, and a good way to do that is with today's sponsor Jobber. You're like, Eddie, what does this have to do with this video? If you just finished this ceramic coating job and you're thinking to yourself, man, how do I get them to sign up for a maintenance plan? How do I let the customers see their schedules and things of that nature without having to communicate always back and forth? Jobber does a great job of doing that. Look, if you click on links in the description below, you get a 14-day free trial and a cool discount for you to try this for yourself. Client Hub, they'll see the quote that they accepted, so they could click on this and see the quote, see everything that they're getting. They have the appointments, the date for the appointments. And the cool thing about this too is it keeps the customer feeling like they're engaging with me over and over again throughout the whole process of the detail with the text I send them and the follow-ups. So Jobber does a good job of keeping your maintenance clients. It's effortless, the scheduling, the follow-ups, and sending reminders all in one app. All right, so step number one, I usually just assess the car. There's overspray on the front hood. When they come in for a maintenance wash, what I like to do is I always take pictures. I always have it for record. In case something happens, or there's nicks, dings, and things of that nature, protects you, protects the client. And then I wash it. So what we're gonna use today are a couple of the products for our maintenance wash. I'm gonna have Loki in the bucket. I'm gonna have NEVE as my pre-foam, snow foam, that's pH neutral. And then we're going to use Clean My Pants clay towel for the front to get it off. I did clean the rims and tires. I used Garage Therapy tire cleaner or car shampoo. I got those done. And then we're just going to blanket the snow foam on and go from there. So when you're doing a maintenance wash, the goal of a maintenance wash is to make sure that the hydrophobics of the work that you did before is still good to go. If you don't need to, don't top it. Topping will only happen if the coating has failed, but it's been less than a year. I always warranty my work. You can do whatever you want, but if I see a coating fail, I'm like, hey, I got to bring it back and I reapply it, because to me, if you're selling a 3-year, 5-year, it should last through a year. That's my opinion. The thing about NEVE is it's super foamy, and we're just gonna let this sit on the car. I could have done a rinseless wash, but I needed lubrication for the clay bar step, and I wanted to see how the coating would perform overall. The key things I like about NEVE, or why I use this as a pre-wash for a car that's newly coated and not use a high caustic soap, is because of the pH neutral nature. This car is well maintained. So I'm just doing a wash to see how the hydrophobics are of the coating. And then we have that section up front where we have overspray that I remove right here on the hood. And then I just let this sit, let it cook. It does have a lot of surfactants in it that break down the road, grime, things of that nature. And then for me, I have Loki in the bucket and we'll do a contact wash. Here's what it looks like. And then we're gonna spray it off. You can see beautiful hydrophobics from Katiba, the glass. Katiba ceramic coating is actually nuts, and I love it for cars like this because it gives it a nice rich glow. But you can see how the coating is performing. Even the back where a lot of it gets rolled film and damage. When he does drive this car, you can see the hydrophobics. Check the room. Check the glass. Number two, I do a light foam on the car if I'm going to do a contact wash foam. If not, I will go in right with the rinseless, pre-spray with the rinseless. The goal here is not to do smarring. Step number two is I go back and I do a light foam treatment. If I'm doing foam wash, if I'm not, I'll just do a pre-spray with rinseless. But the goal here is not to induce marring and keep the panel slick. The pre-wash usually takes about 60 to 70% off with that kind of pre-wash, but you always want to do the right stuff. And then it's literally not a lot of pressure. You're just going back and forth on the surface. Just, again, to get everything off that he didn't get during the pre-wash. Right here is just gentle pre-washing the car. You can see how the ceramic coating is rejecting all of it. You can see how slick it is here. So, yeah. Step three is drying. So typically what I like to do is get the majority of the water off before I blow dry it off. Use a clean, fresh towel. No pressure. I'm not going to put any drying aids on this because Katiba requires you to do one thing after your first wash. Now, I know this is not this first wash because he's had it washed before somewhere else, but I do want to follow the recommended steps with Katiba, which they say when you wash their ceramic coating, you just want to make sure to use your topper. So far, the Hydrophobics look insane. I'll place some clips here of that. The Hydrophobics are impressive and there are no dead spots, so we're good to go here. And when I see this man again, probably won't be for another 3 months. But you can see how it's drying, how it looks. Real easy to dry off. You do not need to put a lot of pressure on the towel. Just let it do the work and soak up some of that water. Now you made it to a part where you have to ask yourself a question: do I top this or do I not? Let's go over what that means. I wash the car, I pre-wash the car, I contact wash the car. I took the front of the clip that had the overspray, removed it using DIY decontamination towel. I dried the car. Now let's go over: do I top the car? Any new cars that come into my shop, I do not do toppers generally the first 6 to 9 months, a year, depending, because I don't want to mask the hydrophobics of the coating. I actually want to see if it's performing or not. And I do that for my own notes, because if it's in Idaho and it's not lasting or they're not getting the terms that they're paying for, then the question is that coating right for me or for my business? That's how I treat this. So I don't top coatings that are new. At the 1.5 year, 2 year mark, I'll put a long-term sealant on it. If they don't take care of their car and they don't come see me, and I'll explain to them, hey, your coating's failing at the bottom of the car. This has to do with improper washing or taking care of coatings. For me, I topped it for you to get through that last year, right? If the coating fails within 6 months or 5 months or a year, I'm replacing it, because that's a me thing. Like I do that for my customer. Like, what if they don't maintain it? Usually the people that do that maintain their coatings, or they wash their cars and they come to me. Now, topping. Katiba requires in their instructions that after the first wash, you use a couple of their products one time. It doesn't say over and over again. Some of the people would put gloss booster on in between washes because they love the pop of it, but it's not required. So if you use a ceramic coating, they want you to use either wet wax or signature wax as a topper for the first wash, like wax here, or you could pick signature wax. The difference in between these two products is wet wax gives you that carnauba warm look where you're like, oh man, it's beautiful. It has that glow, but it also has hydrophobic properties. It's not as chemical resistant as the signature wax, which the signature wax is ultra chemical resistant. And it has some pop, but not pop like this, not that wet carnauba look like this does. So that's, I would top that. If I had a certified ceramic coating program that said top it every year, I would top that. If it doesn't, it's by discretion is how I handle that, and that's just a me thing. I don't try to mask the coating if it's failing within a year. I try to take care of my customer. You do what you want, but that's what's the difference between a topper and a drying aid. Toppers are usually long-term. Drying aids for me are, I'm washing the car, I need something slick on the surface to help my towel not drag, or to feel the slickness to pick up the water. That's for me what a drying aid is. A topper is more long-term. So we're going to go over the car. We are going to actually go the wet wax look, because I think it's going to look pretty dope with this dark horse and bring the natural pop and purple color out. And this would be my last step in this maintenance wash. In total time to get this done, 15, 20 minutes if I wasn't filming, maybe 30 minutes with the overspray. If the tires are gnarly, 35. So no more than 35 minutes to an hour is what I try to keep it, so I could get my shop rate the rate I want. So this color has like amazing, like that glow. When you do a wet, when you do any type of paint, sealant, things of that nature, or whatever, they just shake the bottle, and they require 2 sprays. I take my Mr. Twister, and at this point, you're just gonna rub it in. This is a more substantial type of coating, is what they call it. So I rub, I turn it over, and I wipe, and you see 0 high spots, and you can just see how wet that looks right there. Maintenance washes are a great way for you to make money in between the ceramic coatings, or to keep people coming into your door. It's like contact porch, it's a soft touch point. Like you want to have them keep coming in, keep coming in, keep coming in to see you, maintain their coatings. And then when they buy a new car, guess what? You're the first one they call. When something happens to the car, guess what? You become the first one they call. So it builds that relationship between you and the client. And also shows that you care. Make sure that the price reflects your hour, or what you want for a shop rate. You know what you need to make in order for that to be worthwhile for the 45, 35 minutes that you're going to use it. Maintenance washes aren't full details. They're a nice exterior wash, making sure that the car looks good, but they're not repolishing, things of that nature. Those are upsells. So if you see that area that needs fixing, or they hit a curve, I mean, talk to your customer, add that, hey, I can fix this as well. This wash will cost you this much. Like, learn to run your business in such a way that it's profitable for you as a business owner. If you're just doing this if you're doing this to start up, then my suggestion is offer a maintenance wash. Hey, I like to put you on a monthly rotation. That gives you experience. It helps you learn your process, helps you get the knowledge you need and what works in your workflow. And then you can offer an inside out maintenance, where the inside is just a wipe down, not a full detail, a light vacuum, wipe downs of the plastics and that nature, keep it moving. And that helps, like I said, keep creating those touch points. With that said, I hope this video was informative. I hope to help you. Maintenance washes, believe it or not, are God's gift to detailers. Like, keep them coming back. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Everything I use, links in the description below. And if you're new here and you haven't seen any of these videos, watch this video here, where I walk you through some of the safest chemicals I've ever used in the game. We'll see you next time. We're out.